But I think we've made some significant mistakes, and we've got some real patching up to do if we want to maintain a relationship with the Philippines.
I think what many Filipinos are now coming to recognize is that when the Ferdinand Marcos government was overthrown, largely through direct U.S. intervention by George Shultz, Paul Wolfowitz, and others in 1986, declared to be a dictator and so forth, he, like Assad in Syria, that you've made the point over and over, it was tremendously popular in the country, but there was a group that was rallied against him, and they succeeded in removing him. But with removing him from office, all of what he had brought to the Philippines, a industrialization program, rice self-sufficiency, the building of the first nuclear power plant in Southeast Asia, health facilities, not only for the Philippines, but for all of Southeast Asia, all of that has been shut down. And the Philippines, that was once looked at as the most promising developing country in Southeast Asia, has now become the basket case with tremendous poverty, which Mr. Duterte, President Duterte, has always pointed to the fact that you have 30 to 40% poverty and even hunger across the Philippines. So in all this time of the U.S. development and U.S. friendship and U.S. aid, all we were willing to do was invest in mines to take out their raw materials, or to use their young people in call centers to serve Americans with their banking or computer problems, but no industry, no infrastructure. And now the Philippine people see an opening, an opportunity for that. And I think what President Duterte said to his business people should be listened to, as you're saying, by the United States, which was, well, why doesn't the United States make us the same offers that the Chinese are offering us? And then we'd be glad to take them. Don't you think?
Well, we have bonds with the Philippines that are not going to break easily. There are a tremendous number of Filipinos in this country, and they have relations. They tend to be very loyal, patriotic Americans. So I don't think that the flap with the Philippines is going to break our relationship, but we need to address it carefully to mend relations and not to be so quick to step on toes. Now, you mentioned Ferdinand Marcos. He was the great hero of the Philippines coming out of the Second World War. He was viewed as a hero and someone who had participated in the war. And then, for whatever reason, we decided we didn't want him anymore. And this is a story that repeats itself from the United States State Department time after time after time. And of course, the State Department and the CIA are integral parts of the same organization for all practical purposes. And for some reason, we feel this compulsion to impose our greater intellect, our superior intellect, on people in other cultures. And I will tell you that no one in New York understands the culture of Virginia, let alone understanding, the culture of the Philippines.